Now, I have had a few people ask me about the C9 compared to the C10, as well as the soundbar compared to the 2020 model. Now, I'll start with the TVs. So between the C9 and the C10, I believe the biggest difference comes in with Dolby Vision IQ. Now, the C9 already has HDMI 2.1s, it's already got gaming mode, auto low latency, all the rest of it. The main part that they've differentiated between the C9 and the C10 comes with that Dolby Vision IQ. And that is only really for watching in a bright room. Dolby Vision and all of your ISF calibration modes are set up mainly for a dark room. So that is more for when the brightness in the room increases, it will then adjust everything accordingly. So it doesn't just increase the brightness, it'll adjust your contrast, your color, your black levels, all of that. It does it automatically for you in the background. Now, for me personally, whenever we're watching a movie, we will always watch in a dark room. So for me personally, that does not affect me. For other people out there, if you were to ask me whether to go for the C9 or the C10, obviously if money is no issue, then always go for the C10 because it's the newer TV. It's got the Alpha Gen 3 as opposed to the Alpha Gen 2, so you're going to get slightly better performance. But generally, there's not much of a difference between the two. I know on the C10, a lot of the branding states the 1 millisecond response time. Now, that is the response time of the panel, which I don't believe is any difference between the C9 and the C10. The only difference is on the C9, they advertise the latency, your input lag, which I believe is around 14 milliseconds or 7 milliseconds, something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's quite low. And on the C10, nobody's actually given any figures for what the input lag is. So between the C9 and the C10, if you're a gamer, if you just use it for casual TV and you watch any movies or main TV shows in a dark room, or if you don't have too bright of a room, then I would recommend going for the C9 just to save on the money. Now, when it comes to the soundbars, it's actually a much different situation. Between the SL10YG that I have and the SN11RG of 2020, I would actually recommend the 2020 model, and the main reason being, obviously, you get the 7.1.4, and having seen the speakers that you get with the rear kit compared to the ones that I get with my wireless rear kit, they're a lot bigger, and they obviously have the upwards firing speakers as well. So you mount them ear level, they have two speakers firing towards you or towards the front of the room, and then they have two firing up, so you will get a much better soundscape in terms of your Dolby Atmos. So between the 2019 model, which I've got, and the 2020 model, I would always recommend the 2020 model on the soundbar. Now, on the pricing, it may be slightly different, because this, when I purchased it, was $900 for the soundbar, I believe, and then the wireless kit cost me another 150 odd, or some it was something like that. So in total, it ended up costing me around 1,050, let's say. The 2020 model, I believe, is going to be priced more towards what the Samsung, I think it's the N950 will be, which was around the £1,500 mark. This is in the UK, by the way, so if it's in dollars, if you're abroad watching this, then it'll probably be priced accordingly in terms of conversion rate. But in the UK, this particular soundbar cost me, including the rear kit, 1,050, whereas you're looking at over £1,400 potentially for the 2020 model. Same thing with the TV. The TV cost me, I believe it was 2,100. I can't remember the exact figure, but the 2020 model for the 65-inch is probably going to end up costing you around the £2,800 mark. So it's not a massive amount of difference between what you're getting for the C9 compared to the C10, whereas with the soundbar, I believe it will be a big difference. So out of the two, I'd recommend C9 with the 2020 model soundbar, but if money's no issue, then obviously go for the C10 with the 2020 soundbar.